The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, University of Lagos Chapter, on Tuesday the 6th of September 2016, organized a symposium titled 3 Decades of Neoliberalism in Nigeria at the main auditorium in UNILAG. The event, which was organized in order to find a lasting solution to the present state of the Nigerian economy, was attended by people from all walks of life, including the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos, Professor Rahman Bello, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Duro Oni, students of the University of Lagos, and other members of the university community. The event started at 11 a.m. with the recognition of guest speakers and other important personalities in the audience by the Master of Ceremony of the event, Dr. Dele Ashiru.
Marxian of Political Sociology, the one-time chairman of the Development Board, Pro-Chancellor, and chairman of Kansas State University, Ojo, together for Professor Adebayo Ninalowo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to recognize and invite to the high table 2 other guests. I have here another distinguished of our union, an intellectual of no mean repute, one-time Commissioner of Education in Edo State. Please put your hands together for Professor Ngozi Osarere. I have here my teacher, the sitting dean of the Faculty of Arts, a philosopher king, a very young dean, and an uncommon dean. Please put your hands together for the Dean of Arts, Professor Olumuyiwa Falaye.
And afterwards, the chairman of ASU, University of Lagos Chapter, Dr. Adelaja Odukoya, gave the welcome address.
Greatest of the greatest of the greatest and the greatest. Yesterday everybody's at the cockeyes. Greatest comrades. There is no too much protocol in ASU because we are all one. Today, ASU UNILAG has come of age. We are very excited to have you here. Like the MC have said, this is a very important issue. For 30 years, this nation has been treading a particular path. And for 30 years, this nation has been treading a particular path. And presently, the nation is going through a lot of crisis. And every day, we are being fed with economic recipes deemed to be new, deemed to be creative, deemed to be innovative. But behind this, it's a monumental lie. Because this is a policy that has been in place officially at least for 30 years.
The audience was subsequently entertained by a thrilling dance performance and drama presentation by the creative arts students of the university, in which they portrayed the present state of the Nigerian economy.
it again. Okay, first and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Chief Senator Dr. Mr. Chukwuemeka Orji. You want to call one of photo? I individually and collectively would like to buy the transportation sector. That's right. Please, listen to this wonderful information. If there's anybody that is interested in buying any sector of the Nigerian economy, please see me person after.
Senator! I do not understand this shambolic and unfairness act you're putting about. The masses and workers, eh? I don't understand this rubbish.
Come late. Yes.
Immediately after the performance, the MC proceeded to the business of the day by calling on the first speaker to the podium, Professor Ndubisi Nwokoma, a professor of economics, University of Lagos.
Much academic staff here of universities for inviting me to say something about neoliberalism. I guess from what we have heard already, we have an opinion already. So there's no room for another opinion. So I was just asking myself, then we just need to do a paper to government and take a position. But I guess the purpose is for us to get the other side, to look at issues critically and just say this is what we stand for and nothing else. Then it means already there is no need for some people to say something. But I will just try to take a look at the issue objectively. 3 decades of neoliberalism in Nigeria. It's a review of relevant issues, try to bring up some issues on the subject matter. I'll try to take a look at definition, take a look at what do we really mean by neoliberalism and how did it actually start? What are the issues? Neoliberalism is a social science and largely economic policy model that transfers control of economic factors.
Professor Nwokoma spoke about liberalism in economics, freeing the economy by eliminating regulations and barriers that restrict what actors can do, and taking from the basic principles of neoclassical economy, he advocated for 1. Reformation of tax base. 2. Reduction of deficit spending. 3. Limiting protectionism and opening the market up to trade. 4. Abolition of fixed exchange rates. 5. Backing of the regulation. 6. Permits private property ownership. 7. Privatization of businesses run by the states. And 8. Greater reduction of government spending, among other things. A speech was followed by that of Professor Omotoye Olorode, a professor of plant science, Olabisi Onambajo University, Ago-Iwoye, Ogun State.
I also want to say that this debate is important, but it's not going to be settled inside this hall. It's going to be settled on the street. We are faced, as we are going to see, with the choice between building a new society and barbarism. A zoo situation where people are eating each other. Some cannibalism where people are going to be eating each other. The first slide is about the issues I want to raise. The second one, I start by saying perhaps the process that dominated the world from the 15th century AD had been imperialism, more recently known as capitalist globalization. And this process, of course, took different forms, colonial conquest, and so on and so forth.
He also suggested his own solutions to the Nigerian economic issues. The next speaker on the podium was Dr. Abiodun Adedipe, a former staff of the World Bank, and he made an insightful and eye-opening presentation. He spoke extensively about the dubious nature of the World Bank and why Nigeria must not take to their advice.
Where three, let me put it this way, 3 periods. One was when we started with our first national development plan that ran up till the time of towards the end of the Civil War, because in spite of the war we were still implementing it. And that period we had manufacturing sector contributing close to 10% to our GDP. That was in 1968-69. That was in spite of the Civil War, by the way. Then of course there was the brief period of when we had guided deregulation. And again, guided deregulation means you can talk about neoliberalism, but in reality, the market can never solve your problems. And there are evidences in history, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. Now, what it says simply that markets can fail, and markets do fail. And we have evidences too. The latest of them is the recent global financial crisis.
Another speaker at the event was Professor Abubakar Momo, the Director General at the National Electoral Institute. He also suggested ways through which the Nigerian economy can be rescued. Shortly after, Professor Abdullahi Sule Kanu gave his presentation.
Political economy, the students of history should take out of this place the knowledge that is the crisis in the development of scientific knowledge and theorization that imperialism has generated first in the advanced capitalist world, in which they cannot correctly analyze and theorize on their state of developmental crisis that has also snowballed into finding ways and cheaper way to generate and exploit other societies for the benefit of their countries. So we must learn as students of social sciences and humanities generally to theorize scientifically, because it was the absence or the collapse of the theory that the first crisis.
And finally, Dr. Nasir Issa, a former national chairman of ASU, stepped up for the last presentation. With emotions, he reiterated the deceptive nature of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the likely economic implications Nigeria will face should their agenda be implemented. His speech was followed immediately by a question and answer session, after which the event was brought to an end.